Hey, hey, this is a freaking porcupine. Look. Hey, porcupine, what are you doing in town? Go back to the country. Hey, porcupine. Okay, bye-bye, porcupine. Okay, guys. I'm gonna do a sorry not sorry about the lighting and the no makeup, because sorry if you don't like it, but not sorry because it is Saturday and I don't care. And I'm sitting in the den, I don't know what we call this room. It's like the extra room on our house. You saw me give my friend, well, I didn't give it to her, but you saw me unbox this cool sticker that I got for her. Well, anyway, we also do this thing. It's just like our own personal little plant of the month club where our budget is $10 a piece. I do the finding of the cool houseplants, and in the fall we might switch to planting supplies. But our order for this month just came in and I'm so excited. I had to get, dude, it was so hard to find these plants. I had to get them from 2 different sellers on Etsy. So I'm just cutting these boxes open real quick with this steak knife because that's the right way to do things. Oh my gosh, I'm so stoked. I've been waiting and waiting. I sure hope they're okay. So what I was looking for, I couldn't even actually find, but I found a more rare version. Oh look, this is cool. So this one's the 2-inch. I think there's a 2-inch and a 4-inch or a 2-inch and a 3-inch or something pot. But look, they put packing peanuts in there, wrapped it in cardboard, so that's cool. Yeah, but I found 2 sellers selling a more rare version of this plant when I couldn't even find the regular one. I'm so stinking stoked, you guys. Okay. It looks like it's in good condition. Oh, it is. It totally is. Okay. So there's no blossoms on here. So I guess if you would know what you're looking at, you would know. But this is called a black goldfish plant. And I'll try to find a picture of what the blossoms look like. But they look like little goldfish crackers, basically, to me. And this one's called black because of how dark the leaves are. So that's the more rare part. Oh, they did a really good job of packaging this. Wow. So, I'm impressed. There's this shredded paper to keep the dirt in place. Oh, that's really impressive. I'm glad I bought from this seller. Who is, I'll tell you. And I'll link both these sellers. Oh, Tropical Ambience. So there's a black goldfish plant. So that should be what this one is too, because they both said that. But, okay, so yeah, I knew one was smaller than the other. So this is they had a rubber band around it. This one might be not potted, maybe. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So this one's in a pot already. And this one is in 1 cell. Oh, they really got this baby in here. Hold on. Be gentle, Sarah. One of those 1 cell, you get your peppers and stuff in from the nursing home, from the greenhouse, from the nursery. Oh, they really got that baby in there too. Good. Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed with both these sellers. Oh, there's freaking dirt in my eye now. Wonderful. I'm not impressed with that. Probably get some sort of disease. All right, well, cool. So there's another black goldfish plant. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, so that seller is, put that one there too. Juligan's Island Plant Shop. If you can see that. They sent me a card, so that's cool. I'm very impressed. top ratings to both of these guys. I don't see any like creatures or evidence of creatures in the soil or on the plants. They're all healthy and happy, and they're both moist still. I'm way surprised they came on the same day. Super stoked. Gotta let my friend know that her plant's here. I didn't even tell her what I ordered, but we both really wanted a goldfish plant, and that was my mission, was to find a goldfish plant or a lipstick plant this time. So I'm stoked. Hey guys, I just got home from a grocery shopping trip at the grocery shopping store, and so I thought I would take a look at what's going on in this porch right now. It's a mess, but it's my houseplant collection, so I thought I'd do a little houseplant tour and also a clean the dang porch situation. So grab a cup and let's get started. Okay guys, I might have just broke my, whatever it's called, I stole off my selfie stick to hold my phone, because I'm an idiot, but hopefully it doesn't wreck this out too much. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, it's hot on this porch. I don't know exactly how hot it is on the porch. It's like 92 degrees outside today right now, so it's probably at least 96 and muggy on the porch. We live in an arid climate, mostly. I don't know humidity, exactness, whatever you want to call that, but that's where we're at. So I'm going to just show you what's going on here. This year, like I've mentioned previously, I just haven't had the time, but I have more and different houseplants this year, so there's that. So first we have this puppy who just wants to go outside so bad, but it's not gonna work that way. Here, so see, this is a mess because we have lives. I need to deal with the condition of this rug. It's full of dog hair and dirt and perlite. And I also have chickens to deal with this year. So I don't know where to put their stuff because I haven't quite set them up a permanent home. But so what we've got going on here is chicken crumbles, dog food. Here's a bag of succulent mix I just bought. I love this brand, Black Gold, and I have found that the succulent mix, I'm pretty sure there's a difference. Whatever that is means something, right? But I don't know what that means yet because I've never been that worried about that kind of stuff before. So my dogs are pissed because they can't get to me. But it's hot on the porch and I got the air conditioner running. Anyway, this is my favorite choice for houseplants, and I have really even decided that I even get the perlite from them. Adding perlite to stuff is even better. And their regular potting mix is really good too. My dude smokes cigarettes, so he smokes out here. So I'm all over the place. I have an incense parked in this Calendcoe to set the mood, I suppose. But my mom has a big, huge, beautiful jade plant that is at least 40 years old, and I think probably older. And she repotted it and parts of it broke. So she gave me this and I let it callus. It took, gosh, a couple of weeks to truly callus over, and I just planted it a few days ago. And I'm gonna have to do something about the condition of those branches. I just don't know what to do, so I stuck it in this old coffee can because I just didn't want it to die. So anyway, in this basket I keep all kinds of like tools and stuff, but there's pieces of jade plant all over that are trying to root. This watering can I actually got when I worked for Menard's corporate office, and you can get them at like the store now. Like I've seen them at Ace before, but it's just been the best. This is more Vancovine from my mom's yard because I want to see, I need to change this water now, it's time. See, we have lots of plant chores to do today. I want to see if this will root, like prop root. I know that this prop's working. It is trumpet vine from my mother's house, and I can't wait to be able to plant it. It's even got a little bud on it, but I probably maybe need to cut that back so that it can focus on growing roots. I just know, don't ever, if you're gonna plant that stuff, don't ever plant it close to the house because they really attract ants, because they needed the ants. So here's some sweet peas that I'll probably just throw out. And sweet pea, the decorative. Don't eat them, they're poisonous. They're not going to take. So here's some boat lily. Moses in the bull. Oh, look, it is rooting. Awesome. Moses in the bulrushes. Moses in the cradle. Boat lily. It's a Tradescantia, I think is how you say it. I'll show you a really cool mature one here in a minute. Those are just some props. Let's see, my fancy beer bottles that I steal from my dude and his friends when they drink because a girl needs something to propagate in. Oh, let's talk about this peace lily right here. Let's maybe do a better camera situation, Sarah. Let's see. Okay, so this peace lily, my mom gave me in this cool coffee can. It wasn't really a coffee can, it's this thing. It's supposed to look like a coffee can, right? And then last summer we had this terrible, terrible heat wave, and I really lost a lot of plants because we used to vent our portable air conditioner to the porch, and then I had a fan in here to keep it warm because I wanted it to be warm in here, and then move the air, and I did not account for that and had no windows vented and didn't like stop the ventilation of the air conditioner. So I murdered some plants because I'm an asshole. But so then it was just struggling to come back. So finally I was just like, you know what, screw this. And I stuck experiments time. I stuck toothpicks right in that root ball core thing, tuber probably, and hung it in a jar like you would an avocado, and it has already come back. I just did this like a few days, well, maybe like a week ago. So, success, question mark. A sweet potato and some regular potatoes that I need to get in the dang ground. Oh, here is a Caladium Flaming Katie, and I know it makes white flowers. And this is a cutting, it looks a little sad, so don't judge. It's a cutting I took off my mom's Caladium. And we didn't know how to propagate it, so this was an experiment, and I just let it callus over like a normal succulent and planted it. But look, I've got new growth. Sorry, I have new growth. If we can focus, please. Thank you. So I think we're doing good there. My mother today just gave me, I have little jars and prop stuff everywhere. This is just a wax begonia, just like your standard garden center variety wax begonia. She got a cutting of, and some green English ivy. She got a cutting of for me. And then these little babies are Mother of Thousands babies, which is another Caladium. And if you don't know, when the plant is big, it kind of looks like that, but all those little ridges have these little babies on them. They're also, my mom always knew them as Mexican hat plants, and I actually got those off Etsy from somebody because my mom really wanted some. So, the end. These are a wet stick experiment I'm doing. I don't have access to sphagnum moss, and I've touched this bag so much I might have to get in there and move stuff around. But I've got 3 bags in perlite. This is all a very long vine of Syngonium angustatum, which I'll show you a mother, or not the mother plant, but a mature plant, so you know what I'm talking about. And I didn't know in transit that I damaged the vine, so I just stuck the end in water and left it be. And then all of a sudden, they're all dying. So I just cut all the nodes and tried a wet stick experiment because that was my fault. This here is a just lucky bamboo, which is not really bamboo, y'all. It's some kind of grass that I think is like native to Hawaii. I'll have to double check that for you. But I didn't know that, well, like 11 years ago, 2010, I got in a car accident, and we rolled really bad, and the people who were with me in the accident got me this because it was in a pot at the time that said lucky, and they just thought that was just like the most serendipitous thing, I guess, because everybody was in a seatbelt except for me, because we were stupidly riding 4 adults and 3 children on a long trip to take the children back to their respective mothers, and I chose not to wear a seatbelt. And I was, that's a whole story for another time. I wasn't even gonna go, but I did go, and I chose not to wear a seatbelt, and I was the worst hurt, which wasn't really that bad, thank goodness. But we rolled like 4 times. Anyway, so they got me this, and it just struggles on me. Like, it used to be just a real thriving plant, but I've just neglected it enough, see, that it just really struggles. So I need to actually repot that. I've tried in my life in the past to like just snip and propagate, and I don't think that's a successful way to do that. And I don't know if I care that much. I would like to see this plant thrive, but that's kind of sad to say. But and then down here is a zebra plant that I let her live for several years in a little wee yogurt jar, O-U-I, wee. Let me see if I can find. I don't have one right now. I don't have one close. We'll come across some in a second. But until she was root bound, and there was just, she was root bound and there was just like no dirt to be had. So I just repotted her in this summer, and she is so happy. She's not putting off like one of those little baby runners this year, probably because she's getting used to her new dirt, but the end. This sad disaster was a Schefflera. I guess they're still called a Schefflera. It was an umbrella tree that made the big, huge leaves, which is my favorite. And I don't know, last year when we moved her off the porch, she just got pissed at me and just started dropping leaves. And then right before it was time to move on to the porch this year and soak up the heat and the sun, she had put out 3 new growths, and they were happy and healthy. And then all of a sudden, this started happening. So now this has died back enough, I'm gonna cut it and see if it'll grow from the root ball, because the roots seem healthy. So I don't understand, and I don't know. And then I have a couple of, what in the world are those things called? Amaryllis, that my brother-in-law got from like a garage sale. And then the one with 2 in it was his, and that one was mine. And neither of us have ever gotten them to bloom. But these are the most healthy they've ever looked this year. All these plants need a serious dusting too, because we live in the country and the dang windows are open. There is more of that jade plant that I was showing you. That's off that same piece. And then these I got from a creepy little dollar store in town that this lady owns. It's basically like a garage sale, but it's a dollar store. And she's the sweetest little lady though. And she has all these succulents all the time. These are called pygmy weeds. And I need to repot that because I actually bought it for the glass container that they're in. So I want to repot them in something else and then put a collection of succulents in there. Here's my green spider plant that I've had for 80,000 years, probably. Everything I see on the internet's like, oh, green ones are rare, but green ones are all I ever see. I have a variegated one. This tall tree, if you can see through all of that, is one of those cornstalk plants. And that sucker, including the pot, is probably 6.5 feet tall. I mean, it's leaning a little. It needs better support than what I have given it this year. It was just like a little sad little guy, maybe like 2 feet tall. I worked at a restaurant that had this long hallway, and down the hallway they had planted in the brick wall all of these plants, and some drunk jerk came by and just ripped it out and brought it to me, and so I saved it. And then down here's a variegated cornstalk plant that my mother-in-law gave me last year. And this is just a philodendron. I think it's just a heart-shaped philodendron. It might be a jade pothos though, no. I never really ever tried to figure it out. Actually, that is a jade pothos. I can tell you with 100% certainty. And my cornstalk plant is like growing a baby, so that's cool. Here we've got just the purple Oxalis triangularis, who is not flowering right now because she is mad at me. I never know why. She's a fussy little girl. A lot of people have a lot of success with these girls. My purple one is fussy. So succulents. This is really backlit, so I hope you can see. I can't exactly reach, I'm stretching. That's like an Echeveria, I don't know how to say it, ghost? It's like different colors kind of. And she was getting tall like that when I got her. I rescued her And then in this jar, can you see that baby panda plant? Probably can't see it. Here's a pencil cactus. More of that jade. And then this jar. Okay, so I have a lot of basic standard like houseplant plants, and I don't care because I love them, so don't judge me and don't like think that you're cooler than me because I'm cooler than everybody. Anyway, let's pull this away from them. I have these all in a prop jar together because they came to me together. So I did my very first ever plant swap on the internet, on Reddit. Take a plant, leave a plant. And I sent her some Hoya cuttings of a Hoya that I don't know what it is. And she sent me this. This is a Philodendron Brazil. Oh, which might be mad actually. I've been looking at you every day. What's going on? I'll have to research that. This is, oh, it's rooting, look. A neon pothos. It's so beautiful. I freaking think about that plant in my sleep sometimes. And then these are two cuttings of Pothos Enjoy, N-J-O-Y, Enjoy. Focus, please. And what's cool about these, I'll show you some pearls and jade in a minute. These have smaller leaves. That's the best way I can tell they don't have as much like freckling on them. But this is like so cool. And these are just like, I really just love this whole jar. There you go. This whole jar of props. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but the neon pothos is like neon highlighter green. And then that Brazil. Man, I'm really bummed. Maybe that's normal. I'll have to research about that Brazil. Otherwise, I'm gonna snip her and start her over because I'm not gonna lose that plant. Here's a baby jade that I got off a different jade plant of my mom's that I started from the leaf. This, I need to change the water in this today again, is a Rapidophora tetrasperma mini monstera. That's been a dream plant of mine for a minute. And so I just bought that cutting off Etsy. Hey, you guys want to hear a one-sided knock-knock joke? Knock-knock. Interrupting cow. Moo. Just kidding. So I wanted to interrupt right here and talk a little bit about this. I know this video is already pretty long, but I need to actually say it with words because I realized that I didn't say it and you guys are not mind readers. So this Rapidophora tetrasperma and the bigger cutting of the Enjoy. And then later on in the video, there is a few cuttings of the pearls and jade that I'll show you are from one shop on Etsy called Plant Doze, and I will link them in the description. I realized that I didn't say it with my words, and I need to tell you, she is my all-time favorite plant shop. And the reason is, and I feel like I found her when she was like slightly small somehow, and then she's just blown up. I've watched her blow up kind of on Instagram. She is awesome. So what she does is you order your plant and then she says, okay, I'll send you a link to the video when I am boxing the plant up or getting it ready to ship, and then you can watch her ship it. No, you can watch her package it, and it's awesome. And then you get to see the exact plant you're getting, and you get to see the care she takes to package it. And it's really been like the best packaging ever. And this was before I started doing unboxing videos, so I need to order more from her. And the cutest packaging ever. And when I wanted those pearls and jade, I just shot her a message. She didn't have them listed. I just shot her a message and said, hey, do you have this? Because I'd like to buy from you. And she put together a listing for me and sent it to me. So she is the best. She has a great Instagram. I'll link it as well. And she has a really good Etsy plant shop. And that shop has gotten really good now. 10 out of 10 recommend. I always look through her first. I should message her more, but I don't think about it sometimes when I'm like in the heat of the moment. Anyway, she is the best and you should give her all your money. I know, I don't really like spending money on plants. That's probably why I don't have a fancy collection, but I did spend $4 on that. And she sent me this, which she called an Enjoy, and I have it separate from my pearls and jade that I got from the same lady, because I think it might be, but the leaf is big. So I don't know, I'm confused. Okay, so down here, let's back up a little bit because I have two of these trees. This is a Schefflera, just like a green variety Schefflera, that I got from my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law when they moved houses. And it's bounced back 100% this year. It was almost completely dead over the winter. It got pissed too. I don't know if we picked up like some sort of something at the end of the summer last year and then we struggled with it over the winter, but they were pissed too. And then this one, which is just massive, a gal that works in the same building as me just didn't want it in her office anymore. And I was like, well, I'll take it. And I don't have room for it. It is like pinched together by where it's like living, but it will spread out to cover this whole porch. So, but it's gonna live with me anyway. Okay. Okay, sorry guys, in this cute little raccoon planter, that's a mystery succulent. We don't know what it is. My sister-in-law gave me that. That's a watermelon peperomia. And that is a panda plant kalanchoe. And this is a Hoya. This is the first Hoya I ever got. She's just in water, and I need to put like a clear jar or get a actual pot and pot her. But I really have a lot of success with just water growing. I really like it. This girl needs all her buds. See, this is that mother plant boat lily, and she's grown in water her whole life. I need to snip those buds and either try to plant them, because I've never tried that, or do something, I don't know. Oh my gosh, okay. I saw something really cool, but we'll get to it. This is a cyclamen, and she's got beautiful flowers in the fall and winter, not fall, winter and like late winter, early spring. I rescued her from my boss's desk. That's the first jade plant my mom ever gave me, and it was in a tiny little terracotta pot like that one, and I grew it up this big. So, the end. And in there is just like a mystery in that little tiny terracotta. You can't even see it, it's so tiny. Mystery succulent. And then an asparagus fern I rescued last year that we are struggling, whatever. Here is my Christmas cactus that is finally, oh come on, you jungle. It's finally giving me some new growth. It was a Christmas present from my boyfriend's stepmom, but it was given to me in crappy condition, and I just barely got it to start coming back. To back up a little, this is my, ooh, this is a new leaf. My Dieffenbachia, who always tries to die on me and then grows back all beautiful. She's huge. And the cane keeps not being able to support and snaps, and I keep just sticking her back in the dirt. And then this is my Monstera deliciosa, which was one of my very first houseplants. And I had these big, giant, huge, beautiful fenestrated leaves. And when Ruger Boy was a pup, he ripped them all off, and I thought the plant wasn't going to survive. So now it is surviving. This was like 2 years ago, and we've been dealing with this, but I don't get fenestrations on my leaves now. So I need to figure out how to get that. Sorry, I keep snapping my tongue. I can't stand that crap, so. Okay, let's navigate back through this jungle. Here is my Oxalis triangularis green, and that baby loves the world, and she's blooming back there. That is the top of a Dole pineapple that I've had for 3 years now. And then I do have a plant I poached. I didn't know plant poaching was bad until I knew it was bad. But it's a barrel cactus, 2 years old. And I thought she was growing and being happy, but I've heard that that means they're under stress. So we'll figure that out. Here we go. That is the Syngonium angustatum. See how it's got 3 leaves and sometimes 5? That one's, see, look here out of my fish tank. That one's got 5. They're cool. Here's a Boston fern. This is a something else kind of fern. Here's my variegated English ivy. And then some wire vine or angel vine. I found out recently, I should not even be touching it, that it is a relative to maidenhair fern. I had this one and it just like was doing so great and then just crisped up on me. And so, but the roots seem good, so I'm hoping it'll come back. It's a pretty cool croton that I I got at the Walmart. German ivy, which I never heard of before this year, but I got it at a garden center and it is cool looking. There's some more green English ivy and some woodbine, and then different pothos cuttings off my golden stuff in there. And my fish tank is dirty. I know. I can't get to it. My poor fish, who I'm gonna feed right now, his name's Orangey. He's the only fish in there anymore because the other ones froze over the winter, which has never happened to me before, and I was devastated. And there's a crack too in this stupid thing now. Anyway, I need to get back there and clean his water. I like the dirty water, but I usually don't let it go this long because I'll let the water get dirty like this, which only takes like 3 weeks, and then put it in jugs. As you can kind of see, I've got one buried down there for plant fertilizer. This is a Wandering Jew. I think this is just like the regular variety where it's, see, it's kind of got filtered ugly curtains, so it doesn't get real purple, but my mom's is purple. And these were all cuttings, and the ones she has were cuttings. The mother plant lives in her office building. And then this is a milk tree, which they're pretty cool. I don't know, maybe I'm not giving her enough water this year, because last year those leaves were just like happy, happy, happy. But they're deciduous, so they like those leaves die and then come back and then die in the winter. And I have some hens and chicks potted in there. And that mushroom I should pull out, but it's just part of like common potting soil, I guess. I did not know that before. So that's pretty interesting. And I'll tell you, when I moved this out here, I had different hens and chicks in the bottom, and they kind of like made a layer. Well, I had just laid them over the top of the soil. Not that soil, that's new soil this year. Maybe that's also why we're not getting very many new leaves. Okay, all winter my dog hated that thing. He was barking at it, he hated it. So, I couldn't figure it out. Well, I lifted up it was almost a sod of half dead hens and chicks, and was just like, they're not gonna make it, and I tossed them. Well, there was like some stuff, and I thought it was a fungus. So that's what prompted me to change this soil. Long story short, I'm gonna throw up talking about it. There's a big giant creepy ass spider living in there. Some kind of ground spider, like a big brown bulbous ground spider. And the way I found out is I tried to water before I decided to change the soil, and that spider came crawling out of there. And all that stuff I thought was fungus, I know from the fact that I used to have a tarantula, and it should have tipped me off, but it was the scat from the spider. Okay, here's another just green spider plant. I think, nope, you do have babies still. I thought I snipped most of the babies because everybody out here got like a grooming this year when they came out. Oh, and here's a Marimo moss ball, which I need to clean the water on that, but I'm kind of holding off because I read this thing about zebra mussels and how they're like kind of hurting things and stuff, so you can't really see it. But it's a pretty cool little water plant. And I need to figure out, I think I'm just gonna dump the water, boil it, and then toss it to kill off anything because they're very invasive. Here's like an interesting kind of, okay, here's where we get into these bottles. Like I like to collect neat looking soda bottles, glass ones, but I ran out, and that's why I started saving those beer bottles. And we're finally getting some rooting. You can't see it. Yeah, you can't see it. Well, you kind of can. But this is like a type of coleus. Oh, that was a leaf. I thought it was a bug. I got freaked out. That I never saw before. My friend gave me a cutting of. So that's a cool plant. Growing up there. This is a rescue plant. It's a sweet potato vine. You know, just like your decorative nursery store sweet potato vine. That was basically dead. And I got it for... I didn't get it. My mom got it for me for like $5, I think. And it's coming back. I don't know if it'll overwinter, but I think it's pretty. And I had a Chihuahua. Her name was Gato because I'm real creative. I really loved that dog. And she developed diabetes and a kidney disorder at the same time. So we had to make her own food, and we had to do sweet potatoes. So sweet potato vines are like sweet potato vines are just kind of my little tribute to her, I guess. Here's a variegated spider plant. They're so pretty. I just discovered this thing called a Bonnie spider plant, which is like variegated like this and the leaves curl. And now I have to have one. Here's some more of that Syngonium angustatum. These are the pieces that survived off that situation I told you. And then this, I think these are angel's wings Syngonium. I'll have to find out. Look how pretty they are. That's a vining plant. This is just like a little herb kit that my dude gave me. It's got cilantro, which is his favorite and I can't stand it, and basil, which is my favorite and he can't stand it. And in between grows the chives, except for, look at this. I don't know nothing about growing no chives, so I don't know if that's gonna survive. Here's just a standard coleus, and what's cool about this coleus and the boat lily is that my dude's grandpa, he didn't grow this plant. These are like, you know, offspring down the line of this plant from the 60s or 70s. And that boat lily. So I try to keep them around. I want to say that this beautiful lady with the beauty roots, which I need to get in a actual pot, is, I think she called it Purple Heart. My sister-in-law gave me this, and it's related to the Wandering Jew and the boat lily. It's really cool. Sorry about the backlighting, you guys. This rosemary, I need to maybe, I just had some like dried rosewood stems that I was pinning this up with to hold itself up. But this I grew from like one of those rosemaries that you get from the grocery shopping store. And then when I go inside and show you my few props in there, I have another one. This is your standard croton, but look what's going on. So everything on the internet said take the cutting, the wood cutting, take at least that much, right? And stick her in the water and she'll root. But all this is doing is spitting leaves out me and changing colors, so I don't know. Here is some just random succulents on a tray, which I have to go through because some of them aren't surviving. That I was trying to prop. This is called a pink lady, and she's really cool, but I've got her soil too moist, so she's in the sun drying out. This is a Cupid peperomia that came from my mom's office. Most of these are props now, haha, how funny. And she's got good roots. Pretty soon she'll be able to be potted. Here is a piece of that Monstera deliciosa I showed you. Look, making a leaf. I broke it on a thick part of the stem, so we're propping. Here's my prop experiment for that lucky bamboo. Don't think it's gonna go. And in here, this coleus, the hot pink one, you can't tell, but it's the back one. This one's a piece of that one in the pot. But this back one is the last piece left of a coleus that my mom and I passed back and forth. And we didn't pass the coleus back and forth, we passed cuttings. And it's always been this plant. Here, let me take it. Maybe I can just show you how cool it looks out of the backlighting. See, it's like hot pink. It's like the exact opposite of this green one. But it's always been this plant that if she has one alive, mine dies, and vice versa. So I'm trying to get that baby to, I need to water all of this stuff too. I've got plant chores, but I'm trying to get her to root up real good. Here's a coleus cutting. Now we get into some stuff. So here's that Hoya that I sent and got my first trade. See all these pretty freckles? I don't know. There's actually two kinds in here. There's these like thin-leaved Hoya freckled ones and fat leaf. And those are freckles. Like I need to clean the leaves, but those are freckled. They're really cool. Here is another Syngonium, which I don't think is the same kind. I know it didn't come from the same mother plant, but I don't think it's the same kind as that other one. And then here's where we get into some, here's another, sorry, I'm all over the place. This was a different method I was trying to prop succulents, and I don't think it's working. So I have these like bead things, and then I was keeping water in the bottom, but I don't think that's successful. But I think this might be a silver pothos because it's so much lighter than my golden pothos, and it's so much a little more finicky. This is like, they called this a wandering gypsy, and I'll show you its sister when we go inside. I think it reverted. I grew this mango, you guys, so I need to plant it. And then these are my like tomatoes, which it's the middle of July. Who knows whatever will happen. Here's a leaf off of a cute peperonia because I'm experimenting. And then this is a Caladium. And I don't know if it will grow. It had roots, but I thought they had tubers. So I'm confused, but we're trying it. But here's my golden pothos, which is kind of my pride and joy this year. Look at all those trailing vines. When she came out here, she got a big haircut, and she was very happy about her big haircut, I believe, because, oh, you're not even looking at her because I'm not holding the camera at you. This gate for my dogs. She just, look at her. She's so freaking prolific and gorgeous, and the leaves are big. I was real sad. This leaf was huge, and then she got, I don't know, shut in that drawer maybe. We gotta pause. I've got a phone call. Okay, well, my dude's on his way home from his golf game and he's hungry, so we'll wrap this up, but we're pretty close to done. This is a sumac. I don't know if it's gonna take off. I'll plant it in the yard if it does. And then these are Catalpa tree beans. Oh, there are seeds in there. I'm gonna try to grow those because it's my favorite tree. And I stole those off of a tree at the doctor's office. And then we'll come inside real fast and I'll show you the couple of things I have propagating inside. I feel like I might have shown you guys this. This is gonna be backlit like an MF and we're just gonna have to deal with it. This is a snake plant, Sansevieria, mother-in-law's tongue, that I'm rooting. I'm so excited. These are pieces that I broke off of my Wandering Jew, green onions from the store that I'm growing. This is another rosemary. This is an Irish Laughter African violet, and I don't know if it's gonna go. This stupid backlight, can you see, is like a variegated Schefflera, and it's gonna root. And then there's another Irish Laughter that is definitely going. But can you see this beautiful white? That's, and it's sunburned. That's the Wandering Gypsy. That's what it's supposed to look like. And then this dang Adansodii, I rescued. I didn't rescue exactly. We ordered, my sister-in-law together went in an order for 3 cuttings, and they showed up to us in the mail dried up and half, mostly dead, and I was able to revive 2. So she has 1 and I have 1. But we keep, the leaf didn't unfurl, but we've got new growth. So I think we got beautiful roots and new growth. I think we're in business. And I wanted to show you one other thing I forgot on the porch, because the sunburn on that variegated, that Wandering Gypsy made me think of it. Where, oh no, one other stash. Sorry guys. Okay. Regular heart-shaped philodendron. Love it. Lives in a Darth Vader cup. These are the pearls and jade. Sorry. All these guys are pearls and jade. And if you look, the enjoy. Oh, and my aloe, my grandma's pot, and some potatoes that need to go on the ground. But look at the enjoy versus the pearls and jade. So that's why I was confused there. And then the one last thing I have is called a Snow Queen Pothos, or a Marble Queen Pothos, maybe. I basically, ooh, we're finally getting roots. I basically figured out it's the same thing. People say that they're not, but they are. So the end. Anyway, that's my mess. I'm gonna clean this up, clean that fish tank out, but I gotta go make my dude some lunch. So thank you for checking out all these plants and listening to me ramble. Bye forever. Okay, so it's actually like a month and several new plants later. I'm so embarrassed of the state that the porch was in, but it's, except for that sawdust mess on the floor that I just spilled for the chickens, it is so much better. So I'll just do a quickie because this is the end of the video that is already very long. You can see stuff got repotted, some stuff got added. I might do a plant update later, like short in a video. I gave away the biggest Magnifera because I thought it would have a happier home at my boss's house. Much cleaner, much more tight. And then, look at this. Oh, where did you go? Oh, my cool plant put double coal. And it's so hard to reach, but look at it, it's a beauty. Kirby's not interested in the hot porch situation.